clearly where we were and what we were doing. I shared it this morning. I remembered, and I don't remember the details of many things, but I remember the details of that day. I remember the minute details of that day. Because we had, the house that I now live in, we had just moved into it. It was 10 years ago. We had just moved in the house in the middle of August. And so they were still working on the house. And the guys had come that morning to put the cable connection in my office. And it was about 9, something like that in the morning. And Barbara was working for U.S. Airways. And I guess they got word through the airlines before stuff happened. And so Barbara called me, and she said, "Will, are you watching the TV?" That's exactly what she said. I said, "No, what happened?" She said, "Turn the TV on now." I went into the kitchen, sat at the counter, got the little TV in front of the counter in the kitchen. I sat there, and I didn't move for 3 hours. I sat there. I was blown away. I sat there. I saw, they were showing a replay of the first plane, and while they were showing the replay of the first plane, the second plane hit. I'd never seen anything like it. I said, "Oh my God, our nation is under attack." And I don't know what the emotions were that I felt. It just was so traumatic, and I didn't know anybody that was there. And it was so traumatic. I don't know how it was for you, but it was so traumatic for me that even now I can't watch footage of that. Things that are traumatic to me, I don't want to see again. People, they keep showing it over and over again. I see it on TV, I turn the station. I know what happened. And the interesting thing to me about that, and I'm making a point, a couple of things. First of all, is that we need to continue to pray for our nation. We have to really, we got to pray for our president. And because the people who are filled with, and this is a political statement, and I know it, so if they want to get me in trouble, just get me in trouble. But the people who are filled with racial hatred for him, simply because he's a black man, are doing things that has opened this country up to, first of all, financial famine, and also to terrorist destruction, because they are inciting hatred from the inside out. And consequently, everything that he tries to do, they fight every single thing. It's amazing how deep hatred can go, that you're willing to kill yourself in order for somebody else to die. That's some serious hatred. When people are willing to see the country fail, and they want a terrorist attack just so they can say that it happened on Obama's watch. They want the country to fail. Why do you think they held up the raising of the debt ceiling? Amen. Ronald Reagan was president. They raised the debt ceiling 18 times. It was so routine, we never even knew about it. Every president, before and after, it was just a matter of saying, all it was a matter of saying we're going to pay our bills. That's all it was. But they would not agree on that. Consequently, the credit rating of the country went down for the first time in history. That has not an indirect, but a direct effect on our economy, where the people who could flow money into the economy now close up. Businesses don't hire. Everybody cuts back. And how many of you know the economy is cyclical? It's a cycle. So if there's no infusion into that cycle to be able to bring more dollars and get more people working, it continues to work against itself. Just like it can work for itself, it'll work against itself. So we got to pray. Got to pray, even though I don't agree with everything he's doing. I don't agree with his whole position on same-sex marriages. I got other things I don't agree with. But he's our president. And we have to pray for him and pray for our nation. The last point that I want to make on this and move forward is that sometimes things happen in life that makes us all one. Y'all missed what I just said. There's some things that happen in life that eliminates our differences and pulls us all together as one. As a nation, that was it. Because it wasn't black, it wasn't white, it wasn't we were all, everybody was the same when that occurred. We were all in the same thing. It didn't matter who you were, where you were from. We all felt the same fear. We all felt the same outrage. There was no separation. What I'm telling you is that that's what God is beginning to do with people in the church and in the church world. He's going to allow some things to continue to occur that we get rid of all of our differences. And when we start getting rid of our differences, then God can start doing some things in our lives. And so we bless the Lord today. But I want you to hold on to hope. That's the word today. Amen. Just of encouragement as your pastor. Hold on to it as I've been telling you for the past several weeks. Continue to do that. Be not dismayed. Whatever betide, God will.